welcome to my channel, Learn and Earn, to live your life on your own terms. Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel, Learn and Earn Academy. And today in this video, we are going to talk about how mosquitoes can be eliminated from this planet Earth. And how is it possible? The scientists have found out a way by tweaking the genes of mosquitoes and making their entire population extinct. Now, this is a great news for the people or for the entire world, which has been suffering a lot of diseases because of mosquitoes, primarily malaria and dengue, especially in the developing nations. Whether it's a good news or it's bad news, whether by making slight changes in the genes of any species, you can eliminate the entire population of that species. So we will consider and see both the aspects, the good and the bad part of it. So if you like this video, you can press the like button, you can subscribe my channel, and you can also share this video on social media. Please help us to spread education in this beautiful world. Now, this is the news, and especially it'll be very amusing for any person who hears this for the first time. Now, scientists have succeeded for the first time in wiping out an entire population of malaria carrying mosquitoes in the lab using a gene editing tool to program their extinction. So the mosquitoes which cause malaria can be wiped out by just causing a gene editing. This will lead to their extinction from this earth, the planet Earth. The so called gene drive technology works by forcing evolution's hand, ensuring that engineered trait is passed down to a higher proportion of offspring across many generations that would have occurred naturally. In experiments with the species Anopheles gambia, scientists at Imperial College London tweaked a gene known as double sex so that more females in each generation could no longer bite or reproduce. Now, this is significant. The mosquito, which causes malaria, by doing gene editing, you can suppress, restrict not only the bite of the mosquito, but also not let the mosquito reproduce further. So, malaria is all about reproduction of mosquitoes who can cause malaria. So, if we could restrict the reproduction of these mosquitoes, the generation of these mosquitoes will be eliminated. Hence, no more malaria producing mosquitoes will take birth. Now, this is a great achievement. Now, after only 8 generations, there were no females left and the population collapsed due to lack of offspring. So, if there are no further growth of mosquitoes who can cause malaria by 8 generations, obviously that species will become extinct. So, it's a great news for the world who is already suffering and has to spend lakhs and lakhs of dollars on the developing nations like South Africa, Namibia, all the South African nations to protect them, to save them from malaria and dengue. The next step will be to test the technology in a confined laboratory setting that mimics the tropical environment. It will be at least 5 to 10 years before it would be considered to test any mosquito with gene drive in the wild. Now, need to eliminate malaria causing mosquitoes. Now, this breakthrough shows that gene drive can work, providing hope in the fight against the disease that has plagued mankind for centuries. Now, malaria is a disease which every country, every region has faced and is facing. So, if we could get rid of this disease, such as we got rid of polio, it will be a great achievement for the world. Now, malaria sickened more than 200 million people worldwide in 2016 and killed 450,000 people. It remains one of the most deadly of the infectious diseases. Now, you can see in the map, the world map, where all it is spread. Just you can look at the African region. African region almost suffers from malaria at a very high rate. Traditional approaches to controlling mosquitoes, especially the use of insecticide, is becoming less effective, mainly due to the buildup of resistance. Previous attempts by the same team and others induced the genetically programmed extinction of mosquitoes in laboratory ran into a resistance in the form of mutations that fought back against the high-tech engineering. Double sex gene. So what is this gene which is being edited by the scientist and the entire generation of mosquitoes is being eliminated? Now this is called double sex gene. Targeted in the experiment is deeply conserved, meaning that it is formed tens or even hundreds of millions of years ago and is today shared by many insects with only minor variations. Now, some scientists have called for a moratorium. Some scientific technology groups have called for a moratorium on gene drive research. According to critics, the ability to eradicate species and natural population at will with the synthetic gene drive is not to be celebrated but should rather sound an alarm. Yes, it should sound an alarm. If we or the scientist can do gene replacement or editing and can wipe out an entire generation of a particular species, it is definitely a threat if it goes into the wrong hands. There are ecological risks for manipulating and removing natural populations, such as destroying food webs and shifting the behavior of disease, as well as social risk of disrupting agriculture and enabling new weapons. So, if this thing goes in the wrong hands, this can be misused at a very large scale. So, this has to be regulated. The issues will be squarely on the agenda in November in Egypt at the UN Biodiversity Summit, which is mandated one of its technical committees to assess gene drive's potential risk and benefits. So the benefit is there, but certain potential risks are also there. So we as a world community need to come out with certain guidelines, rules and regulations that not only regulate this kind of treatment, gene therapy or gene mutation, but also plays a role of a watchdog so that these things don't get into the wrong hands. So I'm sure you have liked this video and you have not only got a great knowledge about what is gene editing, but also how our scientists are working very hard to work on certain technologies, develop certain resistant to eliminate such dangerous diseases. So we should all celebrate and encourage such scientists. But also at the same time, we should also have this in our mind that this may also cause destruction at a much larger scale. So if you like this video, you can press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share this on social media. Please help us to spread education in this beautiful world. Thank you. Have a great day.